Welcome to the Man in the Room channel, where we dive into the world's most intriguing stories from history, science, and beyond. I'm your host, and today we're exploring one of the darkest chapters in modern history, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives. Let's get started. On April 26, 1986, at 1:23 a.m., the world changed forever. In the heart of the Soviet Union, near the town of Pripyat in Ukraine, Reactor Number 4 of the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant exploded. It wasn't just an accident, it was a catastrophe that released massive amounts of radiation, affecting millions and reshaping our understanding of nuclear power. This disaster claimed dozens of lives immediately, caused long-term health crises, left a 1,000 square mile exclusion zone that's still off limits today. We'll break it down: the causes, the timeline, the human toll, and the lessons learned. The Chernobyl plant was built in the 1970s as part of the Soviet Union's push for nuclear energy. Named after a nearby town, it was located about 65 miles north of Kyiv. By 1986, it had 4 RBMK 1000 reactors, graphite-moderated, water-cooled designs unique to the USSR. These reactors were cheap and powerful but had flaws. They were unstable at low power. Due to a positive void coefficient, where steam bubbles in the coolant increased reactivity instead of decreasing it. The plant employed thousands, and Pripyat was a model Soviet city built for workers. Home to 50,000 people, with schools, hospitals, and amusement parks. Nuclear power was seen as safe and futuristic, but on April 25, 1986, a routine safety test would expose deadly risks. The test aimed to check if the reactor's turbines could generate enough power to run coolant pumps during a blackout, bridging the gap until emergency generators kicked in. It was scheduled during a planned shutdown of Reactor 4. April 25, 1:06 a.m., operators began reducing power from 3,200 megawatts thermal to about 700 megawatts for the test. But delays hit. At 2 p.m., the Kiev grid controller requested power stay online for peak demand, postponing the test until evening. By 11:10 p.m., power reduction resumed, but it dropped too low, to 500 megawatt T. Confirmed, thermal output is 500. Stabilize it now. Running diagnostics. Operators fought to stabilize it. They disabled automatic shutdown systems and withdrew most control rods, leaving only 6 to 8 in the core, violating safety rules requiring at least 30. This made the reactor highly unstable. April 26, 1:23 and 04 a.m. The test started. Pumps ran at full speed, reducing coolant flow and increasing steam voids. Reactivity spiked. At 23:40 a.m., the shift supervisor hit the AZ5 emergency scram button to insert all control rods. But here's the fatal flaw. RBMK control rods had graphite tips that initially displaced coolant, boosting reactivity before absorbing neutrons. This caused a massive power surge, from 200 megawatt T to an estimated 30,000 megawatt T in seconds. The fuel overheated, rupturing channels. A second explosion, possibly from hydrogen gas, followed. Igniting graphite and spewing radioactive debris high into the sky. Fires raged. 2 engineers succumbed instantly from the blasts. Alarms blared, but operators initially thought it was a turbine issue, not realizing the core was destroyed.
Turbine alarms! Pressure spiking! Stabilizing! Reroute you off!
The explosion released iodine-131, cesium-137, strontium-90, and other radionuclides, equivalent to 10 times Hiroshima's bomb in long-term effects. Winds carried the plume northwest, contaminating Belarus, Russia, and beyond to Europe. Firefighters arrived within minutes, unaware of the radiation. They battled flames with water, which only spread contamination. By morning, 28 firefighters and workers suffered acute radiation syndrome, symptoms like vomiting, burns, and organ failure. All 28 succumbed within months. Soviet authorities delayed response. No immediate evacuation. Pripyat residents woke to a normal Saturday, kids playing outside as radiation levels soared to 1,000 times normal. April 27, 2 p.m. Finally, evacuation began. Buses took 45,000 from Pripyat, told it was temporary. They left belongings behind. The zone expanded, eventually displacing 116,000 people. Helicopters dropped sand, boron, and lead on the reactor to smother fires and absorb neutrons. Liquidators, 530,000 soldiers, miners, and civilians, were drafted for cleanup. They built a sarcophagus over the ruins by November 1986, a concrete tomb that leaked but contained much debris. Health impacts were devastating. Iodine-131 concentrated in thyroid glands, especially via contaminated milk. Children were hit hardest. By 2005, over 6,000 thyroid cancer cases in kids exposed, with 15 succumbed. UNICEF estimates up to 4,000 to 9,000 excess cancer cases due to long-term radiation exposure, though some say more. Liquidators faced leukemia, heart disease, and PTSD. Birth defects rose in contaminated areas, though causation is debated. Mental health crises, depression, anxiety, plagued millions, dubbed Chernobyl syndrome. Environmentally, the red forest near the plant turned rust red from radiation, dying off. Wildlife mutated initially, deformed animals, sterile trees. But the exclusion zone, free of humans, became a de facto nature reserve. Wolves, bison, and birds thrive, though with higher mutation rates. Contamination persists. Cesium-137 has a 30-year half-life, affecting soil, water, and food chains. Europe saw restrictions on milk and meat for years. Total economic cost? Hundreds of billions in cleanup, healthcare, and lost land. Chernobyl exposed Soviet secrecy. Gorbachev admitted it days later, under international pressure after Sweden detected fallout. It fueled glasnost and perestroika, contributing to the USSR's collapse. Globally, it halted nuclear expansion. Countries reviewed safety, the IAEA strengthened standards. RBMK reactors were modified or shut down. Fukushima in 2011 echoed Chernobyl, but with better containment. Today, a new safe confinement arch covers the sarcophagus, completed in 2019 to last 100 years. Tours visit the zone, but it's no playground. Radiation hotspots remain. Chernobyl taught us, design flaws kill, avoid positive void coefficients. Operator training is crucial, don't disable safeties. Transparency saves lives, delayed response worsened exposure. Nuclear power can be safe with layers of protection, but human error and complacency are risks. It's a reminder of technology's double edge, promise and peril. That's the story of Chernobyl, a tragedy of hubris, heroism, and haunting legacy. A place frozen in time, a stark reminder of pain, and a warning for our future. Thanks for watching this deep dive on the Man in the Room channel. If you learned something, smash that like button, subscribe for more history and science content, turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. What's the scariest part for you? Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.